Hey, Mark Vinciguerra, Vinciguerra Custom Shop Guitars. What's going on? Hey, listen, we've got a new Fender. It's a reissue Jazzmaster based on a 66, 65, something like that. Very cool. The same guy as a family member who's has a 65 that I've worked on, and it's a pleasure being into both of them because you can kind of see, how authentic or not authentic it was. But yeah, they did a really good job in replicating what they've already done. So it should have been pretty simple for them. Anyway, I digress. Unique problem on this one is the lead switch when you have it in the lead position or rear pickup. It's two P90s. Once in a while, occasionally, just random now, it'll just go off. Nothing. Crickets. And then if you flip it in the middle, come back on, flip it anywhere else, comes on. And then when that happens, there is no back pickup at all. So anyway, join me out on the bench. We're going to figure out what's going on. All right, peace. All right, so this Jazzmaster reissue, which is cool, is just like the 65. Anyway, the pans, the trays, there's another one under here that I don't want to get to, but it's right here under these controls. That is this same kind of ashtray, stamped ashtray. Anyway, problem is when the switch is in this position, which the reed switch is opened up, this would be the lead position here, this thing is intermittently losing all contact. Well, that's carrying the hot signal, and it lives right here. I mean, right there. There's no way you can turn it where it doesn't live. Right now, it doesn't do it. Let me see if I can turn it over and show you without damaging anything. Just to get this angle here is hard. Okay, let me try to sneak a peekaboo down under here. Slide this out. All right. So there's the inside, switch is flipped. The screw hole is basically lined here. Let me just show you this way. So there's the screw hole. If I touch to where the screw hole is lined up like that, that's how far it moves right now with the switch open in the lead position before that switch touches. There's nothing else to touch. And the back is lined up as far as screws go. So right there. And to go over that way, it's kind of hard to do because it's way up in the air here. I got my cloth protecting everything. But that thing is so close. So basically, what am I going to do to fix it? Because it's random, and he's like, I know it wasn't going to happen when it got here, which always happens. So I am going to coat this area right here. I've got some contact rubber cement because I'll put a piece on something and dry it and make sure it doesn't conduct, but I'm sure it doesn't. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. All right, along with putting the covering right here, which I have some drying, I put it on a plate here because I want to see what the tack off time is on this rubber cement. It's already doing it. And I wiped one off with a rag just to make sure it has no places that are conductive. Anyway, we'll test that in a few minutes. But what I also noticed, if you look down on the switch, which is really hard for you to do, here's another one to get a square view on. You see the footprint of this guy. Well, that is grounded, right? So if that comes into contact with this, it's fine. But these little points on this particular switch, which side's the camera on? This side. On those particular points, they barely protrude, just a little. I don't know if you can see because I can't see where the camera's at. I'll just keep turning it, but they stick out ever so slightly, or just this one tip here. And that's the same side we're working on. On the switch that's in here, it's sticking out a butt hair on both points are sticking out, and they're they're the side that's here. If I turn it, I'm going to have the same problem. I think the point will actually get closer. But what's happening is this thing's expanding and contracting. The metal is moving, and when it's a certain morning, he turns it on a lead position, he gets nothing. So if I just put the rubber cement in here, that point, if it is contacting the rubber cement, it won't be long before it just eats a hole in it. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to cover everything up. Stop talking like I always do. We're going to put stuff to protect the magnet, because we don't like metal in the magnets, because then we got to go in and pick it all out. And then we're going to take a diamond bit on a Dremel type tool. This is a Fordham type shaft driven tool. And basically what I'm going to do, it doesn't like this angle, but that's what it's going to have to deal with. And you too, unfortunately, sorry. Can't get you any closer. But I'm just going to kiss this off. I started doing it, and I said, man, I should at least want to show the customer what I did here. Changing the switch would be the same money. In time, it would just cost him a whole other switch. Well, there's nothing wrong with this one. It actually took me a few minutes to figure out what in the world was going on, because of course it's not happening now. Does this remind you of anything sitting in a dentist chair maybe? Okay, so right now I'm looking down on it, and the circumference is inside of the, those tips are inside of the grounded base plate on the lead side. So it shouldn't touch, period. But if it does, there's nothing sharp that's going to penetrate our rubber cement. So with that being said, oh yeah, that's good stuff. Let me go get a multimeter. Stand by. Tis what it is, what it is. Okay, so we got continuity checker here, and I'm off camera. I do not want to set this on dude's guitar. I can set it right here. And we're going to go ahead and check, first of all, the metal top. Rubber cement, it's still a little wet. Let me see if I can push through it. Yeah, you can push through it because it's pointed. So that was my point here. But I'm going to lay it on the thinnest part, which again, is still tacky. And that where it looks like it didn't get, yeah, where it looks like the film didn't, like it drug off, it actually did, but there's a microfilm there. Anyway, it's a good idea. I think it's going to be good. It won't devalue or deface the guitar. Nobody will ever be the wiser. It's actually the same as the gold anodized color of the whatch jigger tray in there, the ashtray. All right, well, I'm signing off. That's all I got for right now. And you don't want to see me paintbrush this stuff on. It's actually kind of goobery mess. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to tape this off in case I get a big blob on there, because it's got some nasty solvents in it. I changed my mind. I am going to make you guys endure this. Ha! If I got to endure it, you got to endure it. No, I'm just kidding. I just figured this is the first time I've used that stuff. I actually bought it to test out for putting into truss rod channels instead of silicone. I hate having silicone in my shop. And I normally put a couple of dollops, just a couple of dollops, third of the way down the neck, and, you know, whatever. Just divide it in thirds and put a couple of goobers in there. That way, if it's ever in the neutral position, because I use double action rods, you won't get a rattle. And those things will rattle if it's in a neutral position. And if it needs to be in a neutral position, it's got to be in a neutral position, right? So we're going to solvent clean first. I've got naphtha. It evaporates pretty dang quick. So, matter of fact, no, I got an alcohol pad right here just begging to be used. Why does it feel dry? It's not. Good. Yeah, alcohol on metal is perfect. And we will, because this is a reissue, I think this is a nitrocellulose lacquer finish, so you definitely want to be careful what solvents you get around that. Naphtha would be fine, but you don't want any alcohols or acetones or stuff like that. sure it doesn't tell you what kind of solvent is in here. Ooh, I didn't even mix it up good enough. Looks like I got about 10 minutes of shaking to do. Ew. All right, that's good. That's a good. All right. And wax would have been a really good option for this too, since everything else in this guitar is coated with wax, because it's a reissue. They're using waxed pushback wire, which is cool. I like the vintage wiring. Ew, slimy, gooey. Man, there's a lot on that brush. Let's try that. And we're just gonna butter up this whole corner. I'm trying not to make it a goobery mess, but it is a goobery mess, so. But, oh man, this stuff's gonna get me stoned. Goodness, hang on. I got my nose right over the bottle too, folks. Let me get this bottle out right here, man. Be going to lunch and get pulled over. DUI. DUI, rubber contact cement. Oh yeah, this is stuff people used to huff back in the day. Man, come on. I need a ventilator, respirator. I do have safety glasses on, if that's a consolation. Oh yeah, look at that, the strings, look at that. All right, that stuff, actually, solvent goes away pretty dang fast. You wouldn't want to leave this open for an hour. It would be corked over probably. Okay, and a glass bottle in the shop is always fun. All right, folks, that's all I got, man. I'm confident that's gonna fix us. One other thing I did do while I was searching for this for a reason is I took this 800 grit Velcro backed paper off a DA sander, cut me a little baby strip and folded it in half, open the switch, put it in like that, take it off, and just do a little dance, and then do the other side, open it up, push it down in there, and do another little dance. Good easy way to clean a switch. Usually follow that up with a drop of the deoxit. That way you'll take the physical stuff off, but that stuff, the solvent that oxidizes, goes away, and it leaves just a little bit of oil in there just to make sure it doesn't oxidize again. But anyway, that wasn't the problem. Peace. See ya.